bondage to this world, and we return to our original home, to the eternal world.
Sí, tenemos que comprender que si comprendemos las actividades trascendentales del Señor, su aparición, sus actividades, podemos, como lo dice este verso, podemos liberarnos completamente de este ciclo.
But it is not so easy to do this because of the contamination we have accumulated for many births and deaths, many contamination covering our consciousness.
Sin embargo, decirlo es fácil, pero no es tan fácil de hacer, ya que estamos muy contaminados con impurezas que han venido desde muchos nacimientos atrás.
So therefore, it is said in the Bhagavad Gita that we have to take guidance from the Guru, the bona fide Guru, to lead us out of the darkness to the light of Krishna consciousness, so we can learn how to get out of this here suffering of repetition of birth. In other words, we need to take the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master in order to learn how to get out of this here problem of dying and being born again.
Por lo tanto, tenemos que tomar la guía del devoto puro, del maestro espiritual, que nos va a ayudar a salir de este enredo material del ciclo de nacimiento y muerte.
And the Lord says in this verse that if we understand how He came here and what He's doing, then we won't have the problem of coming back here again, but we will attain His eternal abode, or Krishna Loka, and we will have no problem of coming back here again and suffering again.
Si nosotros podemos entender por qué el Señor Krishna ha venido, entonces no vamos a tener problema en regresar al mundo espiritual, a su morada suprema.
And if we can understand, which is not very easy, but if we can understand by looking at Radha Govinda and with conviction understand that this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Controller of everything to be, the Supreme Lord, God, Dios, Radha Govinda ki jai. So if we have this conviction, which is not easy to attain overnight, that the deity form here is not made of marble or stone, but it is actually God Himself. If we can with conviction say to Krishna, "You are the Supreme Person of God, the origin of everything, the supreme truth," then we will be liberated from this bondage. But in order to do that, we have to follow the process of Bhakti Yoga.
Si nosotros podemos comprender que la deidad del Señor Krishna que vemos aquí en el altar es Krishna mismo, que no es un trozo de mármol ni de piedra o madera, sino que es la suprema personalidad de Dios, podemos tener la dicha de salir de este enredo material, pero solamente se puede hacer a través del servicio devocional.
So we have to understand everything and render the service, servetio, unto the spiritual master who is guiding us to Krishna. We have to render service. So right now, this is also service. Coming to the temple is service. Swinging the deity is service. Chanting Hare Krishna is service. Cleaning the floor, cooking for Krishna is service. Cleaning afterwards, after the feast is service. Giving a donation to the temple is required. Also, everyone should very freely give donation because the money doesn't belong to us; it belongs to Krishna. So the money should be returned to Krishna in the form of a donation. At the end of the program, someone will collect for donations. So you should put in the colones, mucho colones, to render service. So there are many ways to render service, but to chant Hare Krishna is the highest service is to chant Hare Krishna. Anybody got their beads here? Beads? Handy? Someone got the beads?
Por lo tanto, tenemos que ejecutar el servicio devocional. Todas estas actividades, como por ejemplo, mecer a las deidades, cantar los santos nombres de Dios, limpiar el templo, cocinar, todas estas actividades son servicio devocional. Incluso dar unas donaciones para el templo, para los programas, todo eso es servicio devocional y nos hace avanzar en el camino de la devoción.
So the high service is to chant Hare Krishna. This is called japa on the japa beads, and repeat the names Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And you go through one beat to another. So this is very high service. And also the kirtan, we're chanting kirtan, Hare Krishna with everybody. This is all the very high service.
Esto es el mayor servicio que podemos hacer, cantar los santos nombres de Dios, ya sea en la yapa con las cuentas o en un kirtan o en un vayan en comunidad.
Also, the libros is very important, but there's a very big problem in Costa Rica about libros in Espanol. Very few devotees have authorized libros, but libros is also important to comprehend what is Dios, what is Guru, what is life, everything. The Vedic literature is in the libros, and Prabhupada translated them in all languages, but unfortunately there's not sufficient literature here in Costa Rica.
Otra cosa muy importante son los libros, leer los libros de la literatura védica que han sido traducidos por Srila Prabhupada a casi todos los idiomas. Desafortunadamente aquí en Costa Rica no es tan sencillo conseguir libros en español, pero hay que intentarlo, hay que seguir adelante.
So every one of us here should be very concerned about getting the libros or getting literature in Espanol. Otherwise it will be more difficult to understand the ciencia of Krishna.
Por lo tanto, debemos esforzarnos en conseguir toda esta literatura trascendental en un idioma que lo podamos comprender, sea en español, para poder desarrollarnos en la conciencia de Krishna.
So if anybody who would like to come forward after the program, we could start to figure how to get a fund, some Lakshmi, some dinero, to start trying to print our own literature to distribute, so everyone can read the sacred Vedic scriptures.
Por lo tanto, sería muy bueno que después, ahora después, más adelante en el programa, que si alguien tiene alguna idea o algún proyecto donde nos puedan ayudar a conseguir fondos para que nosotros podamos imprimir los libros en español y de esta manera extender el movimiento.
In the meanwhile, we should come to the temple more often, at least on Domingo. Everyone here is trying their best, but we come at least on Domingo. We can talk, we can chant, we can render service, and if someone would like to come forward, I'd like to serve this way, or how can I serve? And the temple president, Kapindra Prabhu, or his assistants, will help us render some kind of a service that is necessary for the temple. Besides just coming and chanting, we may want to render some service to advance our spiritual life.
Por lo tanto, queremos invitarlos a que vengan más frecuentemente los domingos y en otras fechas, que se mantengan en contacto, que se asesoren con los devotos acá, a ver de qué forma pueden desempeñar un servicio particular que los haga avanzar aún más. O sea, es muy bueno que vengan y participen de la clase y que canten sus rondas, pero también hay otros servicios que pueden realizar.
So all this here great